Welcome to Joe's Astrology, and we're looking at Pisces, the life path of a Pisces sun. And I want to look at a chart here and see how different how different a life can be at a deeper level. Looking at the life path when we're talking about the Pisces sun. So here we have Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is a sun in Pisces, right there. Sun in Pisces in the fifth house, and Libra rising, Moon in Aries. But we're gonna look at the life path. We're gonna go a little bit deeper. I've said this before, but oftentimes you hear the big three: the rising sign, the Moon, the Sun, and that's because you're not going very deep. So we're going to start deep. We're going to start with the life path here, the soul, Pluto. And Pluto is in the 11th. And this guy is a visionary. He is a dreamer, and this is what he teaches. This is what he does on a regular basis. How can you improve your life? How can you just live and what's your vision for the year? How can we make that happen for you? Right here, hopes and wishes, 11th house. And Pluto's in Virgo there. So we're gonna look at the Pluto and the south node. Where's the south node? This is where he's coming from. It's in Pisces. So I talked about being a dreamer or visionary, and Pisces is kind of like that too. But really, it's in the 6th house. And so let me make sure I got this right. 24 degrees, and he's got Mercury there. South node, Mercury. This guy is about self-improvement, 6th house. This is what he teaches. How to improve yourself, how to improve your life. How to get better at getting better. And that's Mercury right there, the ruler of Virgo. And it's in Pisces. This idea of, he's bringing this into life, this dream, this I want to help you. Pisces typically is sympathetic, empathetic, wants to help. But then Mercury is there. Here's where it gets interesting. Mercury is there, and he's also has Mercury south node. And the south node there with the planet Mercury can give this feeling of being stuck. And we think of the north node where he's headed. This is going to get complicated. I'm trying to keep it simple. Because you think of a guy like Tony Robbins, he's not really. You think he's not stuck. But in a sense, he is. Here he is. I mean, if you've known, Tony Robbins has been doing what he's been doing for a long time. I remember I've watched his old tapes. And I just saw an ad the other day, and he's still saying the same thing. And that's where you can see that where a person is, it's like Groundhog Day. From someone else's perspective, it might look like this is a super successful person, etc. But this guy's been doing the same thing for 20 years at least. And we'll come back to that. I want to focus more on the life path here. So we started here with Pluto in the 11th, where he's coming from. The south node, the 6th. You can see how those go together. Again, playing on people's hopes and wishes. And again, there's nothing wrong with this. This is what it is. And living in that space of self-improvement for yourself and for others. Let me see where he's headed. The north node in the 12th in Virgo. And the polarity of Pluto is in the 5th, the Leo house. The sun is there as well. Now there's actually, I'm going to throw this in there. There's actually more detail that we can get into with this. I'm not going to get into it. To be honest, I don't know it off the top of my head for this specific kind of chart. But if you have a chart like this and you're interested in it, we can definitely work with that in a separate consultation. But see, you can see here where he's headed. He's moving from that hopes and wishes, goals and objectives. That's another key word for the 11th. Goals. What are your goals? Let's help you get your goals met this year or for your life, etc. And we move into the 5th, and this is where he becomes this salesman, this presenter, and really is expressing himself and putting himself out there, putting himself center stage to help people with this, to help people with their goals, with their achievements, etc. Now the North Node, you can see in Virgo and Pisces as well. So coming back to this idea of helping people, Pisces, Virgo, putting himself out there so that he can, well, some people use the terminology, do their North Node. It doesn't exactly, I don't think it exactly works like that, but it really, you'd say it takes him into his North Node more, this idea. But see, this is the thing. It kind of all goes together, this 11th, 5th, and then 6th, 12th. In this chart, you can really see that because as you're going to see later on, you can really see, even though there's no planets in the 11th, we're going to see why that 11th is important, and there's a lot of activity for him in this life. And same thing with the 12th. We're going to see why, even though there's no planets there, there's still activity there. And the ruler of the 12th is in the 6th. That's Mercury there in Pisces. That's going to help this North Node, facilitate this North Node to occur. You can see here this idea of possibly service, doing some kind of work, is going to help him to help people. North Node, Virgo, 12th, maybe to achieve his own dreams. This is actually a crazy chart. I mean, just doing it now, it can really like twist your mind into a pretzel. I mean, but just to go back to this idea of life path, if you're still with me, you see a sun in Pisces. This sun in Pisces, that's what you see on the outside. You see this guy, he's a seller. He's larger than life. He wants to help people. But, you know, at a soul level, South Node, where he's coming from, South Node 6, Pluto 11th, maybe this guy's got some mental issues where he can't stop. You know, he does this. Of course, you could look at it and you could spin it like he wants to help people, but it kind of works out for how his mind's wired. You see the moon is in Aries as well. And maybe we could look at some other things, like Mercury is with the South Node, and that would make a very, like a Gemini type person. The mind is just potentially non-stop, and, you know, to keep himself busy, and that what he does is a never ending. The job is never ending. He can do it. There's so much work to be done. And if he has the clients, etc., and which obviously he does, and he has the money, he could just work forever. So the work never ends, and that's good for the mind for this guy. Anyone who has the 6/12th axis, you know, balancing your work and rest life, like having a good work life, that you like your job, you like what you're doing, you're in a routine, you get in that routine, it's really good for the mind. Versus the 12th. If you get too much into the 12th without enough work, you know, and really getting out there, you can make yourself sick. So back to this, these other things going on. I think I mentioned something about Aquarius in this 11th. There's nothing here but Pluto. Oh, well, Uranus is there as well. It's in its own house. It's in Leo. You can see this is like a unique guy. He presents himself in a unique way. There's not that many. There's other people that do what he does, but not like him. And you see 2 planets in Aquarius. And that's what I mean by the supporters of this 11th house. This is where it starts. And these are supporters. We can see His Mars and Venus is in Aquarius. You could say he's a social guy. And we see the moon in the 7th, also supporting this 11th. Social guy, moon in the 7th. Moon in an angular house. Guy that cares. This is a powerful position for the moon. Even if he doesn't care, people are going to see that he cares. They're going to think that he cares. You can see Neptune. We talked about this Pisces, and Neptune's in the 1st, an angular position, angular house for Neptune. It's a Neptune guy, Pisces guy, not just the Sun in Pisces. This is as powerful, if not more, than having that Sun in Pisces in the 5th. Jupiter. This is huge. Jupiter 29 degrees in its own sign. In the third, it talked about Mercury and where he's coming from, mental stuff. This idea that he could be, you could be a Pisces sun, and someone might think that you're a Pisces and you could have gone through some mental health issues. This is your chart and you're going through mental health issues. It's far more. It's far more than just this Pisces sun. Jupiter in the 3rd, 29 degrees. This is a guy who's got a mind on him. He's a thinker. I think I'm going to wrap it up for now. There's more, of course. There's more to the chart, but I wanted to focus more on this 5th, 11th axis, the 6th, the 12th. And of course, the thing is, usually the sun in particular goes with these. You can see how it goes with. You can see how the Pisces sun would support this life. So thanks for watching, and have a great night.